going? Look, I'm kind of on time basically today. Woohoo. Oh, I don't have the script running though. Um, oh, which raises an interesting question. How am I gonna run the script? Actually, yeah. So let's answer that question before we get started. I'm just gonna click a couple buttons here, and then we can switch over to screen cam and get this show on the road. So here we have some boring stuff. No, this is just whatever. Uh, the thing that just occurred to me is that yesterday I did some changes to the data formatting, so this old version of the script is not going to work anymore. Oh, but I think I actually made some changes to this version of the script that I probably haven't integrated yet. So I have to diff these two files real quick, and then shift over the changes, and then okay, it says they're not the same, but what is the difference? I'm now inclined to wonder. Oh yeah, okay, there's this like step to diff thing. Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, what is it that we did? We what is what is the change here? That doesn't look like a change. That just looks like the exact same thing. OS Maker KF path. I'm not seeing a change there. What? I don't know what it's trying to tell me. Okay, what's this one? uh, okay, this one did actually change, right? Because I remember doing something here. But again, I don't see the actual difference between these two files. Hey, Yuki, Roos, how's it going? Welcome. Uh, what is the difference between these two lines? With open KF path. Oh, plus, I had an extra plus sign here. That was the problem. So let's edit that real quick. So archery, this is like, I can't use the line numbers aren't going to line up exactly. Also, I don't like how it's weirdly shifted, so I'm going to run that. Okay, and then, so what is it? Yeah, so like the, let's look for K data. Right, so I had an extra, oh, I must have already removed the extra plus sign from this version of the script as well, now that I think about it, because otherwise this version of the script wouldn't have run, it would have crashed. Uh, I did just, oh, Mark Lander, how's it going? Welcome. I did just, give it a trim, so, yeah, I'm gonna take pointy as a compliment. If someone says my facial hair is pointy, I'm gonna say thank you. Um, oh, okay, so the other change that happened here was this was that crash that we were seeing that I had just kind of forgotten to include this little bit here on the oops, where is it? On the part where we're writing. Oh, and I updated this on. Okay, so I guess some of these changes to the script I guess I just integrated them early because they were bad and I didn't want to leave them hanging around. So what is this about? Oh, I changed the thresholds. I mean, this isn't like super critical or anything, but yeah, I did change the energy percentiles. So 98, 92, 82, 52, 37. Wait, what are those values called? They're energy percentiles. Uh, let's find those. And yeah, so 98. Yeah, what are you talking about? Shut up your face. Pie charm, always being a jerk. Uh, 92. What was this one? 82? And then like 52 or like 62 or something. Hold on, I forget. 52, and then 37, and then point 2. 52, 37, and then point 2 is the same. Oh, and then the energy fade I changed to 0.5. I don't know if these numbers are actually like right per se, but they seem fine, and I'll probably want to keep updating them, keep nudging them around and stuff. Thank you, Yuki. Well, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate. Oh, energies. Yeah. Oh, I was sorting these in the wrong order. Right. That was a fun bug. So energies sort. We have to go to that and reverse that because otherwise I think he gave like everyone gold stars. It's just everyone gold stars all the time was the result of that one, which is funny. Okay, reverse equals true. I don't think there were very many changes. That might have even been the last one. Uh, oh, I accidentally left true or in the dictionary. I probably got rid of this one already because I've like done stuff with this and I've already fixed this up. So I'm guessing I already fixed this one. True or nope, I didn't. Or maybe I unfixed it. Maybe I fixed it and then unfixed it. Yeah, because I had it that way for name tag testing, so I guess that makes sense. Okay, is that all of them? Okay, I still don't understand what it's trying to tell me is different here. Like it's saying I deleted this line and I added this line, but they're the exact same line. So it's like, doesn't that mean nothing changed? Like, I'm gonna assume that nothing actually changed here. Like maybe I changed something and then changed it back, so it like thinks that there's a diff here, but I don't think there's a diff there. So whatever. I'm just gonna ignore the rest of that. All right, and then I'm gonna get rid of these files because these are like old, and the Journey Archery is like the new Journey. Uh, yes. So this we can run for the script now. We can get the game. We can actually get the game going. Okay. So file open. Why does it always put me here? I've never opened anything from that folder, but it always like, is this the folder you want to open things from, right? It's like, no, not at all. Not at all, PyCharm. You jerk. Okay, so is this the original equals true? And yeah, so let's give this a whirl. It always takes a second to launch the first time. I really don't know why. It like when I run it again multiple times, it loads really fast. But like the first time, it always takes like just a little extra time. Okay. So the graphics looked silly for a second, but I think now we're on track. So let's. I'm gonna bump up the process priority just so that the. I think it just runs a little smoother if I do. So bump that up to high. Okay, and then we should be good to go. Well, so the thing is though, there's no line break there. So yeah, like it. The reason it showed like the reason it showed it offset by a line was because it was saying that there was a line that got deleted and there was a line that got added. Because like when it diffs them, it keeps all the lines completely lined up. And so it thought a line got deleted and it thought a line got added, so it had to have a blank space there. If we go to that point in the script, we'll see that there's actually no line break there. So I literally have no clue why it thinks that a line got deleted and a line got added. It might have been that a line actually did get deleted. It might have been that I actually like control cut that line and then control pasted it like right back in the exact same place or something. But I still don't understand what was like different about that line, and I never will. So okay, we're iterating on art today. So I'll want to make a separate copy of this script so that I can run a separate copy of the script for testing purposes without having to restart the script that's running. So I'm gonna call this again Journey Archery, and I'm gonna make, just in case I make, because sometimes if I'm like running two versions of the script at the same time, I'll make bug fixes in different versions, and so that's like the same thing that we just did with that other version for the diffing. I'm just gonna make an orig version, so that way when we go to merge the two back together, we'll be able to pull out the diffs real easy like we just did. So let's open now Journey Archery, and this one we won't make not the original version, so it won't connect to like the data sources or anything like that, and we can just so we can run this, and I just want to see how we left it yesterday. So I'm going to say activate archery. It's going to do our archery thing. So we haven't done the final art here. This is all still just temp art. This is temp-ish art. You know, it's not the worst temp art, but it's yeah. So this Oh, we didn't. Okay, so some of this art, like the face in the background, is like looking a little bit nicer. Although I still need to do something with the brim of the hat because that just looks stupid, how it is right now. And then we actually did more of the bow art yesterday, but we didn't export it, so that's why it's not showing up. So let's look at what we did yesterday. Right, so we So these are some of the art pieces that we were working with yesterday, and it's also open. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think I remember. So we were working on framing, and we drew the bow in like higher definition, but we didn't actually export it. So let's do that now, I guess. Because we have this like higher definition bow here. So let's do what? All right, I'm gonna make a new layer. I'm gonna make this layer translucent, just so it's kind of still there, and then I'm gonna copy from that layer's the shine, this layer's the arrowhead. Okay, right, I haven't smushed these together yet, so I'm just gonna smush these. I might unsmush them to like work on them further, but for now I'm just gonna smush them together. I'm gonna come over here, and on this other layer I'm gonna paste this, and then keep the canvas size the same. But then I'm just gonna kind of like line up the new art with the old art, because that way we can still use the same like dimensions and everything. Like we don't really have to change anything except kind of just like swap them out. So that looks good. And then so now we can get rid of this old background layer. And okay, so now I'll save this. And now let's try running the script again, just to see what our art looks like together now. Oh, thank you, Yuki. And thank you, Mark Lander, too. You guys are great. Okay, so okay, so activate archery. Once again, this is still temp art. This is probably the one that we're gonna do next, because this one's the one that needs the most help. I still don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with. Yeah, one thing I might do, I might just leave the pirate ship looking silly, but yeah. So, okay, so that looks sharper. Oh wow, there's still some smudgy lines that I didn't notice, like around the knuckle. It's still looking a little rough, but so I'll have to fix that. But I mean, this is mostly looking how I was hoping it would look, and so I'm just gonna look at it one more time because I was actually kind of like distracted when it came up last time. But let's see. Hey, Trent Sterling, how's it going? Welcome. So all right, so this one needs a lot of help. This one needs a fair amount of help too. So the thing that got me distracted last time is that the pirate ship, like, oh wait, hold on, I won't get distracted this time. Okay, so I think the bow should start further to the side because it starts like a little too centered in the screen, and I think I'll make it start a little further to the right or to the left, and I'll make it move a little bit faster too. But other than that, I think it's looking good. So, and oh, actually, one thing I want to do is I want to add like a shine to the like a glint of light, like just not for very long, but like as it animates across, I just want to put like I don't know, just like a burst of like bright light, like glinting off the tip of the bow. I think like right when the eye and the bow line up. I was thinking that would look cool, but we'll see. Yeah. So what would that be? That would be archery, close up, bow position and knit. Right now it's at -500. Let's put it at -600, and let's bump up the speed a little bit to like 10. Maybe like 650. It just looked a little like, I don't know. It looked a little weird. I don't know. It seemed like it was in an awkward position when it first loaded in. Hey, G Brett, how's it going? So yeah, those ones are still very temp. But here we go. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. I might want to shift like actually the whole composition back over in the other direction a little bit. No, this is fine. I think that's good actually. Yeah, this is probably fine. Okay. So yeah, and I'll add the glint thing. Maybe I'll add 2 glints. Maybe there'll be a glint on the bow and a glint on the eye or something, because like they don't really line up the way that I necessarily hope them to. So yeah, I haven't made like the glint art yet though, so I'll have to do that too. Oh, and before I forget, let's clean up the hand real quick, because the hand was just a little bit I don't know, it just has this weird like lump on the knuckle, and there's like a weird dot down here. Tablet, come on, tablet. Have it work, tablet. Work tablet. Tablet! Oh, you shut the stupid, you stupid. Is my tablet really just not going to work? Is that what we're gonna do? Is that how it's gonna be, tablet? I see how it is. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now it just works. Okay, cool. Thanks. Thanks, tablet. Thanks, tablet. Super great. You're doing great. Great job. Keep up the great work. Tablet. Sorry. Um. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I guess like it's like a knuckle lump. I don't know. I should be using a bigger brush on this because I don't want it. I don't want these shapes to be too like wiggly or whatever. I mean, I should also like clean up this line because like I don't know, these lines, I don't like these lines, which is why they don't resolve very well. I don't know how they should resolve. I don't know what they're supposed to be shaped like. So I've just been kind of like I've been really hesitant about touching them. I've just been like trying to like avoid them as much as possible because like if they don't when they don't look like completely atrocious, I just want to like just like run away and like never get anywhere near them again. But they definitely don't look as like clean as the other lines in the scene because really don't I just like I don't even know how they're supposed to look good. So it's difficult to know like how to clean them up, like how to nudge them and what direction to like shift them to like make them look more better or whatever. I don't know. So hopefully that didn't ruin everything. It kind of did. It kind of ruined everything. It kind of ruined literally everything. No, I think I just have to like go with it. I just have to like embrace this. I still don't know exactly what that means, but like I don't know. That's fine. I'm not gonna touch it anymore. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Probably, except I don't know. Maybe I feel like this one shouldn't be quite as convex. It should be a little more concave. No, that didn't help. That was not an improvement. Like down here, it shouldn't be as convex. I don't know. I'm gonna stop touching it. And then like the bow, yeah, I haven't really done the bow itself yet, so this edge of the hand doesn't really resolve yet either. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna put this back in the full image and then work from the full image again. Can I do that? Oh wait, no. I guess I can't really do that. Wait, how did I do that? Yeah, I guess I can just keep those layers smushed. I guess that's fine. I don't know. So paste this and let's line this up point to point like so, and then I'll go down to this layer and I'll delete the same range. Okay, there we go. Squish these together. Yeah, the bow. I'm thinking I should use like a separate layer to draw this bow in. It's gonna be really subtle. Maybe all I have to do is like just clean up that line, because there's not really much else that you would see of the bow here. Oh, I should do shading on the bow. I should do shading cast by the arrow, shading cast by the hand on the bow. Yeah, that's what I should do. So clean up the line and put in some shading. Those are my only real two objectives. Let's just bring this line in. Here. And then, oh yeah, so the bow does kind of have like defined palette already. So let's open up the image where we kind of have that set up, which is incidentally the image of the original Archer Adventure 22.2, I think is the one that I've been using for reference. And right, so this is like the shaded tone of the bow, hypothetically. So yeah, let's just shade the bow, I guess. I'm gonna use a separate layer just so I don't accidentally like draw over other stuff. It's not gonna make perfect sense that the shading layer is on top of like the other things, but it'll be easier than like having to go back and like redraw the things that I accidentally draw over. So I guess it's probably just gonna be like, I don't know, kind of like this, except not as like smudgy and weird. It's like a little bit tighter around this edge here and here, and the shape should make a little more sense. So like, oh, how should the shape make sense? I guess like I guess I'll bring it out. Maybe I'll indicate, like, I don't know, maybe I'll represent some of, like, the point of the arrow shape or something. How would that work, though? I guess if anything, it'd be, like, more like that or something. I don't know, something like this is fine. It's gonna be a subtle detail, so it's not gonna, I don't have to get this, like, literally perfect or anything. I don't even know what perfect is exactly. But, like, yeah, just something like that to, so that there's, like, some amount of shading there. And actually, I guess, I don't know, it feels like it should actually come out here a little bit, too. Like, because, I don't know, I guess that, if that is where the arrow is, like, casting light on the bow, then it would actually come out in both directions. Oh, but no, that doesn't actually make sense. So, no, I probably shouldn't try and represent the shape of the arrowhead. I should probably just, like, I don't know, just do, like, a simple cut, like, across the bow, except not quite like that, because, of course, this would also get cast in shadow. Yeah, I'll just do something simple like that, I think. I'll try and cut to this edge as cleanly as possible. It's pretty good. Am I still covering up, like... Yeah, I'm still covering up a lot of this stuff here. That was a little too low. That's fine, I guess. And then, should it come out a little further this way? I don't know. This is a really small detail. I don't usually fret over, like, small details this much, because, like, well, I usually can't render small details, because usually art is, like, on such a different scale for this project that, like, I never have to worry about, like, little, you know, small stuff like this, so, anyways, we'll call that good, and then over here is pretty simple. It's just like this whole area is going to be cast in shadow from the hand. Of course, so much of this doesn't actually even render, so we don't actually have to care about any of that stuff. But basically just all this area is supposed to be cast in shadow, I guess, is the point. Yeah. So cool. So cool. Sorry. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think we have level 69 in the game yet. I think it goes to level, like, 60... I think level, like, 65 is, like, the highest level in the game right now. Alright, that's probably fine. And so now let's, one more time, let's, swing this back over to this image. I'll do the same thing, basically. I won't bother doing, like, the transparency stuff this time. I'll just line it up by eye. Because I have the nice tippy point of this arrow to, like, line it up with, so... wait, hold on, how does that line up? Like this, I think? It doesn't have to be literally perfect, so... that's probably fine. There's part of this image, like, that extends down that, like, actually never actually shows up. I think I left it there because, like, just in case I wanted to, reposition this stuff, I wouldn't have to, like, redraw the stuff that was, like, extending off the bottom of the screen. But I don't have to worry about how the shadow resolves, at least not yet. I won't have to worry about it until I actually make, like, a change like that. So, alright, let's, yeah, that looks pretty well lined up. So delete the old one, save this one, and then, yeah, so the twinkle effect. I still don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that, or, like, how it's going to look exactly. So let's put in a new layer and, like, try some stuff. So basically, it's going to be, like, I don't typically use, like, literally white, like, literally, like, bright plain white color, but this might be an exception. Because I do want it to, like, really shine, like, really pop. So let's see what we can do with this. So it's basically just gonna be, like, a really, like, bright, like, glint sort of thing. Whoops, that looks so sad. It's gonna be like a bright glint, and it's gonna be, like, right on, like, the tip of the arrow, kind of. And I don't know what exactly I'm going to do with this, like how I'm going to animate it exactly. I still don't know, because it's not just going to like appear and then disappear. I don't know if it should like rotate or like just scale up and scale down, or like I don't know what to do with it exactly. But I guess I'll probably just try a few things and like see what I like, what I don't. Here, I'm gonna extend these lines a little bit further because I want them to taper to a point. Whoops, stupid. I don't know why my tablet does that sometimes. It's just like, oh, even though you lifted your pen off the canvas, you clearly want to continue dragging like an idiot. And it's like, nope, no canvas. I don't want to do that. I don't know how you got the idea I wanted to do that. You're a stupid canvas, and you should not think of things like that. You stupid canvas. No, sorry. I mean, it is a stupid canvas, but it knows it's stupid. Deep down, it must know. Sorry. You do a lot of things quite well, Canvas, and then some things you're just stupid about. That's okay, though. Everyone's stupid about some things. Maybe. I don't really like that point. I'm not really good at drawing, like, horizontal lines. Like, my wrist just doesn't like to draw horizontal lines very well. Like, I can draw vertical lines, like, okay, but then horizontal lines is like, nah. My wrist is just like, nope, we're not doing that. Alright, so they're not, like, even yet, so I want to, get them close to even. Yeah, that's kind of okay. And this one's not nearly even yet. But it's also horizontal, so I don't know how well I'm going to do at getting it to... that might not be so bad. These internal shapes, I need to get a little bit more consistent, like these internal curves here. Need to, stupid river bug. Stupid river bug! Hold on, sorry. I just need a timestamp. We're at 27. The time is now 27. 0:27. And the day is 5:05. Stupid water flicker bug. I don't know where it keeps coming back from. Like, I've literally fixed this bug, like, 3 times so far, and it just keeps coming back, so, right. So 0:27, on 5:05. I put in the, timestamp so that I can go and review the video footage. Which is one of the kind of helpful things about streaming, is that I have like all of that data on demand. Like, I can go back and watch my entire bug history on the project just by like keeping track of the timestamps. Kind of neat. Okay, and this glint is not as beefy as the others, so let's beef this up a little bit, and then tone it down. It's like bodybuilding. First you bulk up, and then you cut down a little bit. Not that I actually know anything about bodybuilding. I just understand that that's like the general principle. So you go through like phases where first it's about like putting on mass, and then it's about cutting away fat and stuff like that. That's not bad. That could be work. And it's gonna animate pretty fast, so you're not gonna see a lot of the fine details. So yeah, I was thinking like I could either use Pygame to I could either use Pygame to like apply like rotation and translation value, or rotation and scale values to this, or I could just save out like separate frames. So I think I might just actually save out separate frames. I think it might be simpler that way. So let's copy this, and so file new. Okay, paste. What is it that I want to do with this exactly? I want to... Alright, so I'll save this one as, I'll save this as, right, so it goes in Journey, Art, Archery, Close-Up, I'll just make a new folder for Glint, and then this will be, I don't know how many frames I'm gonna want. So for now, I'm just gonna try it with like 5 frames. So oh yeah, I have the frame rate capped at 30 frames per second now. I did that. That was the thing that I did. I wonder how many frame rates it's actually, how many frame rates, how many frames it's actually running at. What the frame rate? Yeah, so I have it capped, so it never goes above 30. I guess I can't really tell now if it's trying to go above 30. 'Cause like, I have it like capped in a very imprecise way so that it actually like, it can't even get to 30 frames per second. It's forced to stay under 30 frames per second. Which I should probably clean that up. But like with stuff like 29.15, like, I don't know. Maybe it would have tried to go higher than 30 frames per second, but there's like weird rounding errors and stuff like that too. Uh, um, thank you, Yuki. I don't know how you can tell, but you're completely right. um, okay. So, what, yeah, I guess, I mean, I don't really care what the frame rate is. So let's, alright, let's save this as, yeah, I'll just arbitrarily save this as frame 2. So there might be like 5 frames, hypothetically. The thing is, actually, there's only going to be 3 frames. There's only going to be half as many frames as we need, because the animation is going to, it's going to be radially symmetrical. So like, alright, well, instead of trying to explain it, I'm just going to say, so the next one is going to be, oh, this isn't centered exactly. I should center this. I should, image, canvas size, let's anchor it up here, reduce it by, like, how many pixels is it off by? Like, let's try shaving, like, 5 pixels off the side. Or no, I'll shave 6 pixels, so I'll bring it down to 220. And then for the height, let's bring it down to, like 190 or something. What would that do? No, that's not good either. That's like off in the other direction. So not quite that far. So instead, let's try canvas size. Wait, what? No, undo. Let's instead try canvas size like 222 and 194. Maybe that'll be better. That looks a little bit better. Yeah, and that looks pretty well centered. Right, because if I'm going to do like a rotation to it, then I'll want to, oh, you know what? I'm actually not going to make separate images. In Paint.net, I'm going to make separate images. I'm going to preload separate images using Pygame. So, no, I lied. I'm just going to do it here. Pygame, I mean, it'll be fine either way. I just don't know how Pygame, like with rotation, like, I don't know how it like handles like the dimensions, like, so I'm just gonna, it'll just feel more controlled to do it here. So, alright, so file, save as, first I'm gonna save it as 0. 0 is gonna be basically the same image, except smaller. So, layer, actually wait, oh yeah, okay, so, image, resize down to, I'm going to resize it down to like 33%. And then select all, copy, and then undo, and select all, delete, nope, delete, paste. Yeah, okay, so now let's center this. Yeah, that's close. Almost there. Yeah, that's pretty centered. Alright, so this is frame 0, and then the frame 1, the frame that'll come in between these two will be, so let's first resize it to 67% of the size, copy, actually wait, no, before we do that, we should rotate it first. So image, rotate layers, rotate zoom, rotate it by 45 degrees. Yeah, and then let's scale it down. So now image, resize, and I'm actually gonna do best quality. I guess best quality is fine. How's that gonna? I guess it's not gonna. I mean, this is gonna animate really fast, so it's not gonna make a huge difference exactly how the quality is. And that's still fairly centered, slightly off center, but I don't care. All right, so this is so save this as wait, cancel right, because we still have to select all, copy, undo the resize operation, select all, delete, or I keep hitting backspace when I mean do delete. For some reason, backspace and I mean, I guess it's kind of helpful sometimes, but backspace in Paint.net floods with whatever is the secondary color, or no, whatever's the primary color on your palette. So, all right, that's good enough in terms of centrage. So let's save this now as 1. So, so basically, what do I want the offset to be for this image relative to the bow? So like this pixel. So I want it to be like I think I want the shine to hit basically like right, not literally like right on the point of the arrow, but like right adjacent to the point of the arrow. So like this will be like the center of the shine actually. And what pixel is this? This is pixel 9. Oh, that's interesting. It's 920/48. 920 is like 1,000 less than 1920, but whatever. This is on the bow image. So the okay, so on the bow, the center will be offset by. I should jot these down. So 920/48. Close these. 920/48. This is the Gleam center on bow. Okay. But then what are the dimensions of the Gleam image? The dimensions of the Gleam image are 222 by 194. So we need to offset it by half of those things. So so 222, half of that is 111, of course. So 920 minus 111 is going to be like 809. And then 194 divided by 2 is 97. So 48 minus 97 is 48 minus 97. Calculator. I don't like arithmetic. I'm okay at math. I just hate arithmetic. 48 minus 97 is negative 49. Okay. So this is the these are the offsets relative to the position. So this is a Gleam corner on bow. And so what we need to do now is take it from bow coordinates into like world coordinates. So, oh, do we? We need to take the height into world coordinates, but the Gleam corner we can keep as 809, because it's gonna translate with the bow. But negative 49. All right. Well, let's see what the position of the bow is now. The bow position. Where does that get used? Okay, so we're using 171 as the literal position of that bow. So let's. Oh yeah, I have to set up like an animation stack for this. So I'll have to do that. But firstly, so it'll be 171 minus 49 minus 49. No, it'll just be 171 minus 49, not plus minus 49. So 171. So yeah, well plus 171 equals so 122. So 122 is the height that we'll want for the Gleam, for the bow. If we do the Gleam on the eye as well, then we'll want to we'll want to do that differently. So we'll want to recalculate that, I guess. I don't know that I want to do a glint on the bow and on the eye. I might just stick with the glint on the bow. Maybe it'll happen twice or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Yeah. I've never. I got lucky with like the arrow animation that like actually like seemed okay, but like I've no clue how animation works. Like I've never made animation systems in a game before. I've never drawn animation before, so like this is a learning process. But yeah, I guess I can start putting in that stack now. So like if how did I set it up for the thwap? If archery close up gleam anim equals 0, then if archery close up gleam time is less than G frame time, then we'll say blit art inside, and we do have to do blit art inside here. That is an excellent attitude to have, OMG, bruh. So blit art inside. Oh yeah, I haven't. So graphics is where we blit it, but then I haven't set up like what this actually is. So I'll just call it like archery. Archery close up gleam index 0. Index 0. It's a graphic. It's part of the archery graphic. So it's the second 0 index is for the image, because these items come in triplets of the image, the width, and the height. And then the 0 in the first place is the frame of animation, because like I said, we're gonna have multiple frames of this animation. I mean, it's an animation, therefore it has multiple frames. Okay. So what are the other values? Right. Okay. So now, so we use archery close up bow position plus, this is for the for like the x coordinate. Plus we use our offset, or minus, no, plus 809. 809. And then for our height, we use that literal that we calculated, which was 122. Okay. And then, so the width, yeah, so kind of like we used, like I said, the index 0, 0 is the image, index 0, 1 is going to be the width of that image, and index 0, 2 is going to be the height of that image, and then lastly, we use the TB start and TB end as the boundaries, so we don't draw outside of these. I don't think we actually stand risk of drawing outside of these things, but we do stand some risk of drawing above the top or below the bottom of the frame. And I'm pretty sure this filters for both of those things. Okay, so TB start, TB end. Yeah, I think that's good. So then the other thing though that we do is we say when this triggers, we say archery CU gleam anim equals 1. And then so down here to the if archery CU gleam anim equals 0 business, we had an elif elif archery CU gleam anim oh, you know what? Huh. No, this is fine. Actually, just to clean this slightly, not that it'd be a big deal, but just to clean this slightly, I guess I should have the final case actually as the first case. But I can set that up later. Anyways, elif, because like once it's over, we can stop doing all these elifs. But for starters, if elif equal 1, or if this anim value equals 1, then we do the same thing. Except we blit the second frame of the animation. So instead of archery gleam index 0, it'll be index 1, index 0, index 1, index 0, index 1, index 0. And then, yeah, and then the other cases are... Oh, you know what's funny, actually, though? We can actually say if... there's actually two of the cases. We can just duplicate this and say, or archery CU gleam anim equal 3. Because in both these cases, we actually want to blit this particular one. That doesn't make a huge difference, but it just amuses me that we can do that. So then let's duplicate this whole case block, because we'll also have the case of frame 2. I don't know how this is gonna look. I really don't. But you know, it's almost fully set up, so we'll find out soon. Index 2, index 0, index 2, index 1, index 2, index 2, and then finally we do the first one more time. So if archery CU anim equals... Oh, wait. We also have to be up... Oh, yeah. Alright, so I'll say... in these cases, I'll say archery CU gleam anim plus equals 1, because I have like two separate cases that this handles. But it always... I mean, these are always supposed to be incremented by 1 each time, so I guess that's technically fine. Let's do that here, and then let's duplicate this, and right. So for the final block, it'll be if anim equals 4, then we'll go back to the original gleam, the original 0 gleam. So it shines in and then it shines out, and this will happen over 5 frames, which is like just a fraction of a second. So I don't know. I might want to change it so that it like doesn't animate quite so fast, or maybe I want to put in like more frames of animation so it like. Maybe it'll be fine. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. And then, yeah, just so as not to needlessly, like, iterate through this this whole block, I'm going to say if... So this is going to be an elif. And then the first if is going to be if archery... if archery CU gleam... anim is go use it. What? Why is it autocomplete? Why would you abandon me? If archery gleam anim equals 5, then we're just gonna pass. And then yeah, okay. Because this animation happens really quick and then it's over in a heartbeat. So yeah. Oh, actually. I guess that doesn't really help the first half of the animation. I don't know if I care, though. It's not like it's that hardcore. I kind of want to, like, indent these. But then at the same time, I also, like, don't totally care, so... whatever, this is fine for now. I can clean it up later if I decide that this is even what I like. So, alright. So, yeah, right. So, archery CU gleam anim is not a thing. Archery CU gleam time is not a thing. Archery CU gleam is not a thing. So, let's make all of those things. So let's just dupe this for now. Except, okay, so this isn't just going to be a singular item. This is going to be like a list of items. And it's going to be, so Pygame image load, close-up, gleam, slash 0.png. And then it's going to be, let's duplicate this twice. Because it's going to be 0.png and then 1.png and then 2.png. of course. And then, so we won't just, oh, you're right, and this is archery CU gleam, and this is going to be extend, not append, because we have 3 separate things that we're adding on here, and it'll be extend archery CU gleam, yeah. And then, right, so the other things were gleam animation, archery CU, gleam anim equals 0 for starters, archery CU gleam time equals, I don't know, 0.0 for starters, I don't care. And then archery CU gleam gleam delay, oops, equals I don't know, how long do I want to wait? Like 7 seconds into the animation we'll show the gleam. I'm gonna of course want to tune this value, but right, so now the other place where we set these things up is when we're changing the special mode. So SM tablier. Right, so here's where we blit them, but let's go down to where we do like the setup work. Yeah, which is here. So this is tablier 2, close up, yeah. So we'll say, in addition to all these things, we'll say archery CU gleam anim equals 0, archery CU gleam time equals G frame time, the current frame time, plus G frame time plus archery CU gleam delay. Yeah. Is this just gonna work? Is that everything we need? Nope, didn't like that. Couldn't open archery close-up gleam 0. Oh, did I get the name wrong or something? Archery close-up, oh, glint. Yeah, whatever. I'll call it gleam, glint, whatever. I guess it is more of a glint than a gleam, but alright, activate archery. So we see this and blah blah blah. So 7 seconds into that tableau, we should see this glint appear, or gleam appear on the arrow, like right where we positioned it. So hey, look at that. So that could be okay. It did go a little bit faster than I was thinking. So I might want to make it like more frames of animation. But that was roughly how I was picturing it to look, so I don't know. I think that's kind of fun. Maybe I mean, the other thing I could do is I could put the gleam on both the arrow and the eye. Because right now it just happens like kind of at the middle of the animation, but like what if, and it feels like it takes like kind of a while to like show up. So what if I had it like instead happen like 5 seconds in and then 5 seconds later? I might try that first because that one takes. No, because that one's like more. I think like I think I'm more likely to like that outcome. So so let's extend our animation table. Oh, and so we need to figure out like more offsets. So like the position of the glint here or the gleam here, we want it to be like roughly at like this point part of the eye. So what is this? Oh, yeah, no, this is fine. We can do it this way. So 628, 310. 628. Oops. Nah, stop. 628, 310 for starters, and then so this is center on face, and then so what is the So yeah, so the dimensions again were like they were like they were like 111 was one of the width or whatever. So it was yeah, so 628 minus 111 is going to be 517, and then 310 minus 194 310 minus 97 is going to be um, 13 213. Yep. So this is corner on face. Oh wait, no, it was negative 216. Wait, what? No, wait. No, that doesn't make sense. No, this is right. 213. Right? Am I looking at the right numbers? No, I am not. I was looking at the full resolution of the image, not the position of the thing. So no, it'll be 207 120. Whoops. Okay. I was like, those numbers are way too big. 207 120. Whoops. All right, so 207 minus 111 is going to be 96, I guess. Can you post a small JS bin and ask for JS advice? Yeah, that seems fine. So 213 minus 97. No, that's not. No, 120 minus 97. That's going to be 23, right? Okay, there we go. So this is corner on face, and then right. So again, we'll find the literal for the height, and then we'll use the 96 as the offset. So sorry, just 1 second. Sorry, I'm just like attending to this thing. Okay, so this is that's what Ancient Scion posted. Okay, I don't want to get in the habit of doing that, so that's like your one for the year. I hope it was important. All right, so right, so now we want to use the actual full height. So 310. Oh no, sorry, we don't want to use the full height. We want to use the position on screen. So let's go to archery CU face position. No, it's not even the position though. It's like the 97. So 97. Oh, that's interesting. 97. So it's off by 23. So it's 23 below 97. 23 below 97 is and when I say below, I actually mean above, because some jerk decided to use the wrong stupid coordinates for the whatever. Maybe it makes sense to someone, but it just doesn't make sense to me that the coordinates for like graphics go from the upper corner. I just don't like that. But so 23 plus 97. Oh, that'll put us back up to 120. Exactly, that'll put us back up to 120 because that's how we got there in the first place. So that's fun. Okay, so good then. Let's basically yeah, okay, so we're gonna say archery CU gleam anim plus equals 1. We're also gonna say archery CU gleam time is is equal to G frame time plus archery. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to do this up here because I'm not going to count the duration of the animation as part of the offset. So archery CU gleam time equals so plus archery CU gleam delay. Why is that caps locked? When did I hit caps lock? Archery CU gleam delay. Oh, why is this still running? Are you serious? I was like, why is it giving me all these like whatever? All right. Whatever. Okay. So archery CU gleam delay. Yeah. And then, so we're gonna say, so we're gonna duplicate this basically. Really? There's got to be a better way to be doing this, but whatever. Okay. So, so elif archery gleam anim equals 5. So we don't have to reset the delay this time, but we'll say plus equals 1, and so the numbers here will be 6 and 8, and this will be 7, and this will be 9. Oh, right, but then, so we're not using the positions yet. Because, right, so the other thing that's different about this second round of blitting is that we use the archery CU face position. And it will only be plus, it's a much smaller offset. It's like, what, it's like 96. 96. And 96 and 96 and 96, and then this one is 120. So the height is very similar. I guess that's because the arrow, really, I expected the height to be different, but I guess the arrow does come up like pretty high on the eye. So yeah, let's see how this looks now, because that should be, I think that's all I needed to do. Oh wait, no, I need to change the gleam anim cooldown from 7 seconds to 5 seconds. Yeah. Alright, let's try that. See how that looks. And I might want to change it around. I might want to make it so that like the eye glints before the bow, or like the eye glints before the arrowhead, or like, I don't know, some other stuff. Alright, so this one's still a mess. We'll get to that one. This one needs some work too. Different types of work, but it still needs some work. So here we go. So glint on the bow at the 5-second mark, glint on the eye at the 10-second mark, glint on the eye at the 10-second mark. Come on. What? We never got the eye glint. What was that about? Alright, so apparently I didn't set that up quite right. Archery CU gleam time. So this is frame 4, this is frame 5. Frame 5. Huh. Well, let's put a breakpoint here to see if we're actually even hitting that point, I guess. I don't know. So we'll activate archery. I should probably speed up the other tableaus while we're working on this tableau. I put them at like actual, come on, activate archery. Activate archery, you jerk. Oh, stupid debugging. I hate you. You suck debugging. You're the worst debugging ever. I hate you. Never debugging. Alright, so we'll just say print archery CU gleam time and gframe time. I don't know. This will get spammy, but whatever. It's better than debugging, which is stupid and I hate it. I don't know. I have kind of a short patience for things that are just like intentionally annoying, or just like not intentionally annoying, but like I don't know. I have like my threshold for like patience. Maybe I should just be more patient. I just I don't know. I don't really ask people to be patient with like my software. I try and make my software in such a way that you don't have to be patient with it, but I don't know. I guess there are other limitations that like. Alright, so there's that glint. So we should be seeing like spam or like, no, it's not even, it's just never evaluating. Like it's not even spamming those print statements that we just put in there. Why? Why is it never getting to archery CU gleam anim equals 5? Oh, right, because I put in this, and I never upgraded it to 9, or no, to 10. Yep, that would explain it. Okay, so I can take out the stupid print statement, and everything will just work fine. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Uh, let's try this again. Um, I should shorten those other tableaus. Actually, I might be done with this third tableau. I might be done with this one now, so I might be able to move over to those other ones. So glint on the bow. That didn't look right. Glint on the eye. Huh. That was weird. It looked like it just glinted on the bow both times. I think because the eye and the bow were like almost perfectly aligned, just like coincidentally. But wait, I was gonna say let's see. I was gonna reset it to look at it one more time, but I guess I'll just let it play through. Actually, no. I'm gonna cut down the animation time for those other tableaus. Um, what is it? It's archery, TB, DIRS. Let's set those accordingly. Oh, I do have them set. I do have them toned down in time. Well, fine then. Well, fine then. Let's go watch it again. Uh, yeah, that second glint is supposed to be the eye glint. It just happens to fall exactly when those two things are lined up perfectly. So I don't know how much I care about that exactly. It might be that I don't care about that. Uh, oh, this is the last round of firing, isn't it? So I have to activate Archer again. Uh, oh no, here's round 3. Okay. Uh, so okay, these tableaus go relatively fast, so we can cut to the chase with the last tableau. Why did it? It seemed like it skipped some frames of animation. Okay, it worked fine that time, but I think like last time it just like skipped some frames of animation, which is weird because actually the way it's set up, it actually should just it shouldn't skip frames of animation. It should just prolong the animation. Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it was on the first one. Am I not initializing it correctly? No, I should be initializing it correctly. Oh, wait. No, it should be initialized correctly. I don't know what that was about. I'm gonna watch it one more time. Just to see, like, it might be that I want to set up, like, 2 separate delays for, like, the first and the second glint. Because, like, the first glint, like, it seemed like it took a little while for it to show up. Like, I think I kind of want it to show up, like, sooner, like, now, basically. But it, like, waits till then. And it still keeps... It's still not showing up quite correctly. Or, like, it keeps showing up, like, weirdly. Like, that one's how it's supposed to look. Um... But it's perplexing. Like, why wouldn't it work consistently? There's like no. I can't think of any like margin for. I can't think of any like way in which that could malfunction. So, like, how could it not just like every frame it's supposed to render the next frame of animation? So like, it's not like we're missing frames. There's no such thing as like missing frames. So maybe I just have like an index. What the? Now neither of them worked well. What the crump? What the crumpets? This doesn't make any sense. No, I really don't get this. So let's go back down to archery, CU, gleam. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this thing because for one thing, it's just not necessary, and it's I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily causing errors, but if it is, I hate it, and it can go away forever. Uh, I don't see how it could be causing errors though. So let's look at this code. I mean, I'm not hard setting the frames, like, but like that shouldn't do anything. Like I'm doing archery CU gleam anim plus equals 1 instead of hard setting the next frame. But again, I don't see how that could be causing a problem. I might try that anyways, just for kicks. But that doesn't make any sense, why that would fix anything. So let's cut this, or no, sorry, not cut it, copy this, and put it here. As an elif, and then we'll just very deliberately say archery CU glean anim equals 1. Archery CU glean anim equals 2. Archery CU glean anim equals 3. Archery CU glean anim equals 4. Again, like I don't see how this could necessarily be causing the problem, but like I don't see how anything could be causing the problem. So equals 6, and then oh yeah, so I also have to get rid of this and copy this. Nope. Copy this. Put it down here. And right, so equals 6 equals 7 equals 7 equals 8 equals 9 equals 10. Save that. Unless I'm doing something. Like, I never noticed the arrows. I mean, the arrow animation is actually a little bit faster, so maybe the arrow animation has been messing up. Because, like, yeah, the way I modeled these animations is, like, identical, basically, to the way I modeled the arrow animation. The arrow animation is a little bit faster, so maybe the arrow animation has been bugging out, and I just never noticed it before. Because, like, the only thing I could think that would, like, cause us to, like, miss frames is if, like, the thing that I'm doing about, like, locking the frame rate, if I'm, like, well, that one worked fine. What? And that made 0 sense. Why it would just like flicker between those things, or like why it would do anything stupid as that. No, that's just idiotic. Oh, no, it's because I've left this or statement in here. It was, okay. It was pretty idiotic though. Okay. So, yeah, let's, yeah, it's just like, it's literally, the protocols are render a frame, move on to the next frame, render a frame, move on to the next frame. Like, how it could possibly, like, skip a frame is, like, just beyond me. There's no room for that possibility, so where is it coming from? I mean, it seemed to render okay that time. So that was good, I guess. You know what? I think I'm gonna shorten the duration, or like the gleam delay. I think I'm gonna shorten it, because it feels like we have to wait too long before the gleam happens, and then I also just don't like how it lines up like that. It looks like I don't know, it's funny, like technically it's the eye that's glinting the second time, but like it looks like it's the bow both times. Maybe I should just move it up higher. Maybe I should move this the eye glint up higher, and that'll help set it apart a little bit better. Because I picked like a relatively low point on the eye. save that, and then let's try this, I guess. Oh yeah, and actually no, I do also want to reduce the delay time on it. So archery CU gleam time or gleam delay. Let's bring it down to like 3 seconds. So it'll happen 3 seconds in, it'll happen 9 seconds in, and the tableau only goes for another 6 seconds after that. So for the rest of the tableau, it'll just be focusing on other things. But like I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably want to continue to shift around like the positioning of the oops. Oh yeah, no. Making that number higher makes it go lower. I actually wanted to make that number lower so that it would go higher. Stupid negative index or negative vertical coordinates on the 2D graphics. I want to go back to 3D graphics. 3D graphics make more sense. Alright, so once again, activate archery. I think the timing did look pretty okay. Although everything's happening on like this side of the screen. Like nothing's happening like over on this side of the tableau. And maybe that's fine. Or maybe, like I said before, maybe I do want to shift the content of this tableau further to the right to start. Because this hand is stupid, and I'd actually prefer this hand like get off screen really fast. So I don't know. Maybe this is fine because it like kind of gets there eventually. Like that. I mean that tableau pans, right? So like maybe it's fine that like that tableau, you know, the composition starts on one side of the screen and drifts to the other side. Maybe that is fine. Either way, that's not the tableau that needs help anymore. The tableaus that need help are all the other tableaus, like this one, for example. So let's like start. Let's give this one like the treatment that we gave to the other one. So and like we still need to do stuff with this one too. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with the pirate ship on that second tableau because the that sweat droplet might be a little bit too pronounced. I don't know. I think it just like I feel like it might be a little too in your face a little bit, or in the adventurer's face, as it were. But like a little too I don't know, just prominent or something. Like it, like at a certain point. I guess it's because like at a certain point in the tableau, it's like basically all that's happening. Like you've seen everything else, and then it's just like that. I'm just shifting it over a few pixels. But like, I don't know. It might be too much. I might want to dial that back a little bit. For the most part, though, I'm happy with that tableau now. I think we, you know. I'm rinsing your chat, OMG bruh, because for one thing it doesn't, and you're just like a crazy person. But yeah, no, you're a crazy person. So yeah, the positioning is like a little bit wrong now. So actually, I'm gonna yeah, I kept shoving it like in like the I kept pushing it like over towards the ear, but like now that the adventure actually has an ear, like I feel like it should actually go back in the other direction. So I think the reason like this was originally shaped like this is because like this margin like lined up with the edge of the face, and so actually yeah, I'm gonna shrink this down too. I'm gonna like how much pixelage are we getting rid of here? We're getting rid of like 79 pixels, or like let's do a clean 80 pixels from that side of the image. So it's image cropped selection, and then let's cut off 80 pixels from from where we draw this. So droplet, archery CU. Oh, we were using archery CU face position. Actually, yeah, no, I'm gonna put it back. I'd rather just keep using the same face position. Whatever, this is fine. Okay. So one more time, and then I think I'll go to the first tableau first, or the next tableau is like this first one because this just looks awful. And the flags need a ton of help and all types of fun stuff. So that one, this Tableau needs help too, but like not quite as urgently. Uh, uh, yeah. So okay, I like that. I think that's good. Um, I could probably shove the position of the glint on the eye over a little bit because it's like happening like more central in the eye. I think because I moved it up a little bit. So instead of 96, let's do just like 90. Because I want it to be like right on the edge of the eye. All right, I'm gonna watch it one more time. All right, so activate archery, and yeah, this frame. The flags, I guess, are gonna be like the big part of that frame. I guess the target, I don't know. The target's pretty simple. Like the target doesn't have much more detail to it. Like you basically just look at the target, and there's not much more going on there. Okay, this is fine. Oh, I didn't do the brim of the cap. I'm gonna do the brim of the cap real quick, just because like I even said yesterday I knew the brim of the cap looked stupid and I just wasn't really doing anything with it. But all right, so I'm gonna make the brim of the cap look slightly less stupid, just slightly, not extremely less stupid. Oops, no, not clone stamp tool. What is it? Yeah, what is it that's wrong with it? It's like it just doesn't make sense. Like it looks like the volume of it just isn't like a thing. It's just like dumb. So no, if anything, it should come down further like this, and then it should come like more up at an angle, like that. But what about the shape? I guess the whole shape should like come up a little bit more. Actually, I guess I could indicate the crease of the brim. Actually, yeah. So that's the other thing. Actually, I guess like the shape of the cap. Actually, maybe that's what I was noticing, or maybe that's what was like standing out. Is like this isn't like really quite what the shape of the cap actually does. It comes down and there's like a crease here, and then I mean a lot of this isn't even visible in the frame, but yeah, I don't know exactly how much of this actually is going to be visible, but whatever. It comes down kind of like that, and then I guess actually we could probably see a little bit of the lightness on the other side of the cap too, because it goes off from the other side as well. Not that much though. I might have gone a little too far with that. Yeah, actually, this is supposed to be pretty well shaded. So, yeah, I don't know how much of this is going to show up actually, but what if it does show up? It should show up more like this. And actually, this brim thickens pretty fast, so yeah, it'd be more like, I don't know, it'd be a little more like that. Oops. It's a delicate balance here, but that's better, I guess. Is it? Is that better? No, it comes a little too far down, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess this part should come back a little bit faster, because there should be. I wasn't trying to get rid of the shading. I was just trying to like update it to like a little more accuracy, relative to like the shape of the cap. But I guess this is good. I don't know. Something like this is good. Somewhere in here, there's like a relative goodness. Just having a little difficulty pinning it down. Maybe I should skip this far brim. Maybe I should just get rid of that. That little detail. Or just like get it under control. I don't know, that's probably fine. And I don't know what this is supposed to be. I don't know why this gets, oh yeah, so much of this is not even visible, because like the line that cuts it off is like, it clearly doesn't go above this point, because this is where I just kind of like resolve the shading, like not at all. So, alright, this is probably fine. Alright, save that, and then, Now let's move on to bigger, better things. I'm just gonna. I don't think that little gap in the shading there is actually visible. It's probably covered up by like the hand or whatever, but I don't know. Just for no particular reason. Just cleaning that up. Oh, and what is that? None of that's probably visible. That's probably like all off the bottom of the screen. So I don't really have to care about that. Yeah, look at this. Like none of this is visible, right? It probably cuts off like somewhere around like here. So all right. Anyways, save that. Okay, and now let's move on to another tableau. So let's take this frame layer and like make a new one of these. So file, new, okay, paste, save this as, you know what, I think I'm gonna save these in, inside the Tableau folders so that I can have a separate one for each of the tableaus that we're setting up. Because like, I don't want to go, why am I in pictures? I don't want to go like back and forth, like hiding and toggling layers, or like when I want to work on different tableaus. I just want to have like a different one of these set up for each of the tableaus that I'm working on. So this framing 14, blah, 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 this was for close-up. And so I'm going to save this next one in aim, because this is the next one that I want to do. So save this here. Thank you, Mardicus. I appreciate that. Okay, so, you probably left already, OMG bruh, but, just in case you're still here, I don't care about, like, your language per se. I just, you were just wrong. You were just wrong, and it didn't look like what you said it looked like, which is why I rinsed your chat. Also, I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. But you're probably gone and you can't hear me say this, so I won't bother. Alright, I can close some of these. I'm going to leave this open just for reference purposes and for like color picking and stuff. Okay, so yeah, so let's piece together what we have like of this tableau so far. We have the target, we have hands, and we now have that new framing piece. Oh, and we have the flag, kind of. Okay, so copy this onto this new layer. And so, yeah, the target is pretty simple. Basically just hangs out in the center of the screen. I might shift it like to be slightly on the up, like shift it slightly upwards instead of exactly centered, just because the bow occupies the bottom half of the screen. So let's add a new layer for this and paste this in, and then right, because the bow like lives like roughly like here. Yeah. Okay, so what do we know about these things now? Well, so we know a little bit more about what this stuff looks like because, you know, we have this point of reference. So let's zoom in a little bit. I'll worry about the flag. Probably do the bow first. So let's update this with what we know from this image. So the arrow. Oh yeah, I changed the color of the arrow shaft for contrast. So for one thing, let's what? Why is there nothing changing? What the crap? I don't get it. Oh, is it color picking from layer? Stupid color picking from layer. No one likes you color picking from layer. I don't know. Paint.net defaults doing that. Oops, that's... There we go. Oh, but then... Spill... Two of the stupidest things about Paint.net, in my opinion, are that the color picking defaults to picking from image instead of picking from layer instead of picking from image. The spill can is tied to the color picker. So for spilling, I tend to prefer layer, but for color picking, I tend to prefer image. So as soon as I color pick, I'll probably have switched it to image, and so as soon as I spill can, it's just really annoying. I find myself constantly toggling that value when there's no, like I like, it's not like I'm toggling it like for a given tool. I'm just like, when I switch to color picker, I toggle it to image, and when I switch to Spillcan, I toggle it back to layer. It's like, why can't that just be two separate settings? Like, why can't that just be not literally the same setting? And then, I don't know, crazy idea. Then I wouldn't have to constantly toggle it a ton. So, uh, no. So Mardicus, just a heads up, I don't take suggestions, so because this is an independent project, so if you, it's not that I don't appreciate the like, I assume that suggestions like are come from a good place, but they can't go to a good place. They have to go, frankly, to hell. So it's not that I don't appreciate the what like could be good intentions behind them. It's just that it's just disruptive and distracting if I have to constantly deal with them. So it's actually really helpful if you could just abstain entirely. That'd be helpful. If you would be so kind. Thank you. And also no. And that's the other thing. Is that no. All right. So the hand was definitely bigger in like this other tableau, but then again, like the hand was also much closer to the closer to the camera. So whereas here there's actually some foreshortening in the other way. The hand was also like the biggest issue with the other one, so I feel inclined to try and render that out first. So I mean, I guess like hypothetically we would see like the grip like around so like, I don't know, I guess technically we can see knuckles. Like, that seems to be something that we established with the other view. So like we can actually see like the I don't know. I might dial it back a little bit, because we're not seeing the hand quite so up close. Maybe we don't see the knuckles quite as clearly or something. I don't know. The as before, my goal with this hand is probably going to be to make it look as less dumb as possible. As if my goal for it will just be like, not make it look good, because I don't know if that's going to be in the cards, but like make it look so that it's the thing that you don't notice in the scene. Like, it doesn't, just make it so it doesn't stand out. So so I don't know if yeah, I think it's gonna look a little weird no matter how I do it, because like I kind of cheated the hand in the other frame. I kind of cheated it so that the knuckles were actually a little thinner than they should be, like, really. So I don't know how that's gonna work exactly. But hypothetically, if you could see the whole hand, it would look something like this, I guess. Except the thumb isn't looking quite right. Wait, why is that looking weird? I guess, oh, because this webbing, or like the thumb, whatever this thing is called, like the meat that goes between your finger and your thumb, like whatever this is called, like, it was like at a weird angle. Yeah, and of course I'll shade it, and that'll help the image. I should also like move the arrowhead onto another layer, like before, just so I can like work on the silhouette separately. So I'm probably gonna do that. And then I guess like, actually I guess the way the wrist would come over here would be more like it wouldn't come so far down. It's not like the wrist is like cocked upwards. It's like, it's probably supposed to be like held more like straight, like so. Oh yeah, so actually I guess like this would come up more hypothetically, but this is all like off the bottom of the screen, so we're not actually going to see any of this. But hypothetically, if we could see it, it would be more like that. So actually, I guess that puts the knuckles into a slightly different perspective, because like you're now not seeing like the back of the hand from like from like the head on. You're kind of seeing it more at an angle. So like, actually, I guess the knuckles wouldn't be quite as noticeable. Oops. So yeah. So, this is probably fine. And by fine, I mean like satisfactory for our purposes. Because like I said, I'm not trying to like draw extra attention to the hand. It's supposed to look, uh, as like basic as possible. Basic's a good word to describe it. All right, so we can do the shading though. I was gonna say I might do the shading on a different layer, but wait, why? Oh, stupid color picking from layer. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Uh, yeah, I was gonna say I could do the shading on a different layer, but whatever. Do do. Uh, so, oh yeah, I don't know why I tried to make the knuckles look good-ish. Like, I don't know why I tried to get the shape of the knuckles right, considering I'm just gonna draw over them when I do the shading. Do do. Oh, wait a second. Oh, you know what I just realized is I was just like by default, I was just drawing this from the same shading direction that everything gets lit in the scene. But I already established that the light source is actually coming from like this direction, and it's like hitting the hand in like this angle. So like just because we're seeing the hand from a different angle doesn't mean yeah, we should stick with the same lighting. So it's actually shaded on this side for a change. Uh, Oh, and now that I think about it, I mean, consistent lighting with the scene would actually be like it would be completely like shaded on the front here because like would be completely like in shading, but that's just gonna make it look super flat again. So I'm not actually gonna do that. Um, Incidentally, I think that would have been more technically correct relative to the rest of the shading that I've set up for like the art in this game. You don't see it together, like you see it separate. You don't you like you don't see those elements like literally adjacent. So uh, probably just gonna cheat it instead. Oh yeah, okay. So for this image, I do have to draw a little bit below this like black bordery line because for some of this stuff, it's so the bow moves a little bit. It has a little bit of travel to it. So uh, we're gonna actually see like when it shifts up a little bit, we're gonna see a little bit of what's typically off the bottom of the screen. So uh, let's I guess yeah. I guess there's not too much shading actually on the hands because like it's fairly well lit from the side that we're seeing it from. I'll do a little bit around the edges, and I guess there would still be shading around the thumb, uh, but not that much. Do do. Um, so and then I guess a little bit of shading here for no particular reason. Um, I don't know, something like this could be okay. I don't think I want to actually do that lump on the hand. I was like the lump on the hand that I was depicting is like the pad on the top of the finger, but like I think I was starting to get a little too like physiologically realistic with like the way that I was doing the shading. I think actually I want to do the shading a little more cartoony to be more fitting with like the rest of what we have going on in the aesthetic of this game. So while cute, and that's actually more akin to like how I would draw things. Like typically when I draw like with like lines actually like this, and like when I say like when I draw, I like it's not like I actually draw, but I used to, and like when I did, I guess I would draw it more like that. But that's not relevant to what we're doing here. So let's instead clean these up. And And then we can move on to some of the other elements of the scene. Uh, this knuckle is like too wide, I think. And then, I don't know, this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. So, I guess this comes down. I don't know. The way that I'm shading the hand here doesn't make tons of sense. I feel like there should be shading somewhere. And I guess I'm just gonna call this fine. Oops, wrong color. This isn't actually like how a wrist would get shaded. Wait, what am I? No, if anything it'd be like... No, if anything it'd be like, it might like come down a little bit like that. And then there would also be like I don't really care. I'm just gonna leave it like that, that's fine. Okay, good. I didn't spend as much time on the hand this time around. I'll probably... Alright, as soon as I say that though, I realize like there are a few things I do kind of need to... Like there are a few things that are so egregious that I can't really leave them like that. So, if I just nudge those things a little bit, maybe I can move on. I'm like stuck between like getting the shape correct and getting the width of that line correct. I guess I'm just gonna leave it like that. No, I do still need to come up higher on this one, because it just doesn't make sense that this would be quite so shaded. So, yeah, I guess this hand just is going to be, like, barely shaded, that's all. It's supposed to be barely shaded. Okay. So anyways, the arrow, yeah, okay, so we kind of defined, like, what the shape of the arrowhead over here, and so we should emulate this. We can hide the glint for now. Alright, so let's make a new layer for this. So I'm just going to draw on the shape of the arrowhead first, and then I'll draw the... Why don't I add lighting to most of your shading? You mean like highlighting? I intentionally selected the palette of this game to be two-tone. The only exceptions to that are metallics. And so you'll see the arrowhead, it doesn't just have two tones of shading, it has the third tone, the highlighting tone. And so the water, like when I say metallics, I mean like things that like actually reflect light, not just things that catch light. Like my skin catches light, and technically it reflects light, but like this water bottle like reflects light. You can actually, like, if you look at the water bottle, you can actually see the shape of the lights that are illuminating it. If you look at my skin, you can't tell like what is the shape of the light that's illuminating it. So it's like that's the quality that I'm kind of trying to convey. So everything would be just simple like two-tone shading, and it is, except the things that have that extra reflection. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. I'm gonna interpret that you think my art style is unique and interesting. So okay, cool. That sounds more like a compliment, that you do like it. Thank you. Yeah, it's like a stylistic thing, because like the graphics are very simple, right? And so there's no point in putting a ton of detail if you're just gonna, like, I don't know. Like I've done I draw some, like I was saying, like when I draw things, like they don't tend to look like this. Sorry, I'm just gonna pull up a few images real quick, because like when I render things, like I typically render them in more detail than like what we have here. So like this is like a thing that I painted, and it's like, you know, like I actually put in detail and like because that was like what I wanted to do at this point. I didn't want it to be simplistic. I wanted to actually like convey the shape of like what was going on in the scene. And then here's like a thing that I drew. This is like I don't know, it's a little weird, but like it's kind of like a scene from like World of Warcraft, except you can also see like backwards through the screen. Like you're inside the game world, and you can also see backwards out at the players. Like I don't know. Anyways, it's weird. But yeah, right. So like this is an example again. Like it wasn't just like simple like it wasn't just like those like blank little eyes and like no facial features. Like I was actually rendering the facial features. And again, like I didn't even go like that like in depth with it. Like for a lot of this stuff, I even just stayed with like two-tone shading. But then again, for like the metallics and the stuff with reflection, actually, yeah. So actually, I guess this is actually more akin to. You can't really see it very well, but like the faces in the background, like they actually have like multi-tone shading. And actually, I did that specifically because although I didn't want to like completely thank you. Thank you, Yuki. I didn't want to go completely like hyper detailed or like hyper realistic, but I did also want to put a separation between the like in-game graphics, like these game characters, and they're shaded still relatively simplistically, but then I added like extra layers of shading to the real people in the background to kind of separate that in a way, so that like there looked like there was more detail and volume. These are just like, oh, this is my dog. I've never worked in watercolor before, but or like I this is like one of my first times working in watercolor, and I haven't done more watercolor since, but I did a few of my dog. Okay, that's yeah. So right, so it's like I like thank you, Yuki. I just like I wanted this game to be very cartoony and very like simplistic, and so instead of playing up on the aspects that would have rendered more detail and rendered like more more colors or like like more depth or complexity to the shading, I wanted to stay with very simple shapes, and I kind of locked in that aesthetic when I was working on the art that you see in most of the game. And then like this tableau stuff, like these close-ups, these like closer definition shots of like all this stuff, like this just popped in my mind like relatively recently. So I'd had this whole like established aesthetic and this whole like established game world, and so like I could have like gone, like one of the things I considered when I started working on these things is that I could have gone a little more detailed. Like I could have introduced more layers of shading, and I could have actually like rendered like facial features onto the adventurers and stuff like that. And I started like pushing it in that direction, but like I immediately felt weird. Like it immediately felt like strange. So like I mean I guess I kind of do a little bit of that. Like I like the knuckles is like I guess the clearest example. Like in the game, like if you zoomed in, like yeah, well here, if you zoom in on like the art that represents these characters, I don't know, maybe these characters do have knuckles, and maybe like the only reason you can't see it is that there's not actually like a pix, like there's literally not enough pixels on the hand to have all four knuckles, including like the divots between the knuckles. So maybe that's why you never see knuckles in the far view. Um, but yeah, in terms of like changing like the rendering style, like yeah, I don't know. Maybe yeah, I could have done that, but I think what I would have wanted to do if I'd gone in that direction was to really diversify it. It'd be to like really push it in a new and different direction, and yeah, I didn't feel the need for that. I guess instead I opted to just keep it a little bit more in theme with what I had like established for that thus far, or like not, I don't want to say like cohesive or like because like there are ways that you can make it like fit together while using it like a somewhat of a departure in the style of art, but like I just wanted to look like literally like no ambiguity. Like these are literally the same things that we're seeing. Like there's no, oops, wrong tool. There's like literally no difference between what you're seeing on one side of the screen and what you're seeing. You're just seeing it up close. That's all. That's the only difference. Okay, so yeah, what was the shape of the arrow? It was pretty slender, pretty like a little bit kite-like, and I mean, I guess like yeah, we'll be shading it differently on this side because for one thing, we're seeing the top edge of it. Oh, right, so it's actually going to be very lightly shaded, or like by lightly shaded, I mean like there's not going to be much shading to it. So I'm going to actually put in a new layer real quick, just to just like spec out what the shading might be like, and uh, that way I can just I don't accidentally wreck trash the shape of the arrow that I drew out, because I think that is like roughly the correct shape for the arrow. So now it's just a matter of getting the shading, and actually I guess like um, yeah, this doesn't literally make sense with like how I tend to do shading, but like wait, which layer am I on? Oh, whoops, no. I was like, wait, how am I erasing that? And I'm not erasing it. I'm just drawing a darker color over it. Oh, which I'm not supposed to be doing. Right. All right, hold on. Let me try that again. I'm not supposed to be using the lighter color. I'm only supposed to be using the darker color. The darker color and the eraser tool. That's what I'm supposed to be using, you know. So, oh yeah. All right. So the arrow, yeah, it has this like tail, which is I guess the part that's like kind of throwing me off a little bit. Oh no, this is fine. Okay. So right. Okay. So it comes up like this, which it doesn't really. Um, yeah, whatever. This is fine. I'm just like, I'm gonna change the shading and I'm gonna dial it back a little bit, but I'm just like throwing it in here a little bit just to see like how it looks, how it would look like this. Um, really, this like side is not actually supposed to be shaded like that. If anything, actually, it's supposed to be more lit, like more bright. So actually, if anything, there'll be like they'll probably actually yeah, I'll spec that in too, I guess. If anything, there's gonna be more like color pick tool. Come on, color pick tool, you can do it. There you go. If anything, it's going to be more like, here, I'll add in a separate layer for the highlighting. It's going to be like, yeah, it's going to be like lit on this edge, or like highlighted on this edge, and then like highlighted here, and like, yeah, I guess that's good for the highlighting. Okay, so maybe I'll do like the top edge in like, which it like, I don't know, it doesn't make exactly much sense if you see that like, you know, there's no shading on the top edge here, but whatever. I mean, it's, again, it's like, oh, oops, I drew that in the wrong layer. It's metallics, right? So actually, like the coloration and the uh, oh, thank you, Yuki. Sorry, I was a little slow to read chat, but that was really sweet of you to say. I I enjoy art. Like I do like the art that like the stuff that I was showing a second ago. Like that was like it used to be like my just in my spare time. I would doodle and I would like make art things. Um, and yeah, I've never done it like in a serious way. Like this is the first time I'm like doing art for like something that is like not just completely trivial. Like I actually like side quest. I actually think it's a cool thing. And so there's like I don't know. This is like the first time I'm really like trying to like finish art, not just like start art and like have fun creating it, but like actually like make something, make like a complete thing, like like a finished product sort of thing. And so I'm nervous and I have no clue how it's I you know, I constantly like I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is all garbage. And then sometimes I'll look at it and be like, oh, you know, this has redeeming qualities to it. And other times I'm like, no, this is ruinous. I have to throw everything out and start over. Um, so it's definitely helpful that to hear some positive encouragement. I do really appreciate. Um, um, and like I like I one of the things that I like kind of have been keeping in mind in like the back of my mind is that like if I ever like worked on side quest on like a team, I would there would be an artist on the project and they would be doing a much better job at all of this stuff. But yeah, so far it is just me, so I haven't really had to consider that very much. All right, I need a smaller brush for this because I just want to do like touch-up work here. Yeah, and actually, okay, so the shine will come back down on this side too. It won't go as far, kind of like in the other shot, how you know the shine comes down a little bit on the far edge. I mean, I guess that's not a direct comparison. It's not a completely accurate comparison between those two things. So I guess I don't really have to do it that way. But I was putting more shading on like this side of it. So, uh, do do do. Yeah, the only reason I'm not working with anyone right now is because my project has $0 of budget, and so I'm perfectly fine, just like working for free. Uh, I'm like I'm fine like following my plan and not getting compensated for it. I think I'm biased because it is technically my plan, and so that that makes it easier to get buy-in from myself. But yeah, I don't know. I guess like the other thing about like my experience in game dev is that working in AAA was like kind of exhausting and just like draining and just like soul crushing because like in AAA it's like all about specialization. It's like the only thing that matters is the thing that you do best. Like everything else like is like cute. Anything you can do other than like your specialization is like, oh, that's nice. It's like, isn't that cute? Isn't that adorable that you can do that other thing? And for me, like, I guess like I can do things well, um, but I think like my greatest strength in game development is that I can do a lot of things. And so like AAA is not the place for a generalist. Like AAA like takes generalists and gives them like just the least interesting thing in the world. And like, well, when I say that, what I mean basically is that like you get a job, like you get a thing, and like here's the thing that you have to do, and you go into work and you do this thing every day. Like that's how jobs work, right? Um, but that's like for like people who like are more generalist out there will probably recognize that that sounds horrible. That sounds like the worst possible outcome imaginable. Like I don't know, for me personally, like the thing that I like most about game development is that I'm working on something different every day. And so yeah, AAA was tough. I don't miss it. Um, I mean, there are things that I miss about it. It was nice working on a team with like other people who were like really talented and like just like working with like good and interesting people, like just meeting like interesting people and like associating with like other people who were like really really serious about what they do and like you know well, so yeah, so the other thing, and I guess the one nice thing, like the one thing you don't get working with generalists is that you meet people who are like who like devote their entire life to like one thing, and it's like I don't even understand that. So it was like it's cool to get exposure to that because like I honestly like if I didn't if I didn't know those people, I wouldn't like understand like how they do it. I wouldn't like it would just like seem completely like foreign and mysterious to me. But I have worked with some of those people, and so I do understand it a little bit better. Um, I still understand that it's not anything that I would ever choose for myself. But oh, you work with Chen? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wow. You yeah, he's been posting some really pretty screenshots to Twitter lately. So good job, Yuki. um, yeah, I have a lot of respect for people who can like pick a thing and do that thing because I don't try and like doubt myself. I don't try and undersell myself. But I think like one thing that I could probably never do is like the pick one thing and stick with one thing forever sort of approach to life. Like it's not I'm not saying like I'm somehow like my skill set is somehow inferior. I just don't know if I have that capacity. Like I guess I could. I just don't know if I'd be happy doing it. And then the question is like why would I then do it if I wasn't going to be happy doing it? So like I don't know. I'm too well. So like when I was younger, I was of course diagnosed with like ADD and ADHD because like I don't care about like I'll care about something for like a few minutes and then like I'm already so done with all this art stuff. Like I'm like already like I want to go back to like designing or coding or something. I have a little bit of a tolerance for that because I know like if I literally jumped from like designing, art, coding, like if I literally just like jumped like back and forth all around like constantly, I'd get really bored with everything. So I don't know. I'm not literally like dying here, trying to like continue working on art for a little while longer. But